Good morning my dear YouTube friends. As you can see, I am already on my bike, driving from Batticaloa to the world-renowned surfing destination of Arugam Bay. The distance of today's journey is around 150 kilometers. I think, if all goes well, it will take me somewhere of 4.5 to 5 hours of easy and relaxed driving. I will be passing through the cities of Arugam, which has a bit of a dark history. Further south is Kalmanai, that is bestowed with beautiful beaches and aesthetic landscapes, and historically considered as the king's royal farm and resort town. Then comes S6-Ep10, which is located just south of the center of the eastern coastline, and linking the Sail&Catch road with the Colombo-Batticaloa highway. After that I will drive through the town of Arugam, which translates into Holy Shrine, and is the hometown of the S6-Ep10 Swami Temple. Also transcribed as the S6-Ep10 Swami Kovi, and is the town's most important Hindu temple. And then comes Motovlog, located around 4 kilometers north of Arugam Bay, and my final destination for today, and also known as the surfer's paradise of Sri Lanka. It will be a fantastic ride for me, driving along the east coast and traversing all the coastal towns that are still authentic and full of original traditions, and interchanging with the vast landscapes and almost empty swathes of beaches that are dotted, mostly with local fishermen. Here I can find a culturally intriguing combination of bustling Muslim communities, spectacular Hindu temples, colorfully painted churches and Buddhist dagobas, in between the mostly untouched pristine coastline. I feel that this part of the country is less spoiled by the tourists, certainly an authenticity that is becoming ever more difficult to find. Unfortunately also the east coast here will change rapidly. Many investors are seeing this hidden gem and are already moving in, so it is better to come now, before it loses its charms. Since I have a long ride ahead of me, let's dive a bit into the history of Arugam Bay. I learned that sometimes back in 1964, Rusty Miller, a native Southern Californian and former United States surfing champion, visited Sri Lanka for the first time in his life. Rusty and his good friend Patrick Goddard met with renowned diver Mike Wilson, who later became to be known as Swami Shiva Kulki. Mike then arranged a surf trip along the west coast of the island, which became an experience that was too good to be real, according to Rusty, who immediately fell in love with the green jungle, the sparkling white sandy beaches, and the beautiful aquamarine water, only to be topped off by the endless and cloudless sky. Later in 1968, a group of locals mentored by Mike Wilson embraced surfing. A pivotal moment occurred when they watched Bud Brown's 1964 surfers film, Locked In. From then on, they were hooked on the thrill of surfing, visiting the beaches of Marachua, Unawatuna, Gal, and Ahangama for their frequent surfers outings. Locals dubbed them the Kaluusudas, or the Black Foreigners, for their daring feats on the wooden boards in these turbulent waters. In the 1970s and 80s, Sri Lanka's surf culture began to flourish. Australian surfers, seeking alternative places to Bali in Indonesia, they then discovered the pristine beaches of Hikadoa, in the south, and Arugam Bay, here on the east coast. Bruce Weller and Dave Fisher, the two Australian surfers who married two sisters from the village, have been frequent visitors here, and created quite a buzz in the Aussie surf community. Despite challenging travel conditions, including the buses prone to breakdowns, and the frequent fuel rationing, surfers like Mark Fila persisted, and came here even more often. Arugam Bay, then a fishing village, lacked hotels and electricity. Local surfers borrowed boards from travelers, exploring spots like Okanda and the Elephant Rock. The Civil War in 1983 disrupted the surf scene, but die-hard surfers still sought the island's waves during the frequent ceasefire periods. Arugam Bay and Hikadoa, were the first two surfers' destinations to receive consistent visitation after the end of the Sri Lankan Civil War in 2009. During the course of the following years, these areas saw increased interest and participation from the local community. An important turning point for the local surf scene came in 2011, when the first major World Surf League qualifying series event was held in Arugam Bay. Sri Lanka was on the world stage, and the locals were exposed for the first time to the potential of surfing as an international sport. The subsequent years saw a spike in visitation, and a period of development and investment in surf-related business opportunities, which continues well into this day. Now if you want to visit Arugam Bay, just for the fun of surfing, your best months are from May to October, as during this period of 6 months, the ocean ebbs and flows to its rhythm, with the swell from the south and southeastern monsoon, that is shifting the sand and reshaping the headlands and its sandbars. The waves then improve as the season progresses, and more sand fills in, resulting in prime surf during the month of August and September. As for the winds, according to local surfers, the winds come up around midday and blow heavily onshore before disappearing in the early hours of the evening. I am now arriving at the small Muslim town of Potterville, located only around 4 kilometers to the north of the beautiful Arugam Bay Surf and Beach Resort. And it is here, where all the public transports, from and to Arugam Bay, departs and arrives. It is also well known for its beautiful sunrise and sunset trips, as the town of Potterville is nestlet between 2 mangrove forest-surrounded lagoons, with abundance of wildlife, including elephant, crocodile and a large species of birds.
Arriving in Arugam Bay.
And here, I am finally arriving at my final destination for today, Arugam Bay. The surfer's paradise per se, and famed as the best spot in the country to hit the waves. It is a small town with a very laid-back and easy-going vibe. Its permanent population is just a few hundred people, most of them dotted along the only road traversing the town. I found out that the beachfront guest houses and restaurants are offering fantastic value for money, if you compare them with their self-assertive South and West Coast tourist destinations, which are asking almost the double prices compared to here. Now for the beach. The surfing season hasn't started yet, so the water is still calm and perfect for swimming, and with the bay's long sweep of sand, it is also perfect for an extended and lovely ocean beach walk. Also within walking distance are the Muda Maha Vihara ruins and White Dagoba, which are rarely visited by tourists, so this is also a peaceful sight, not to be missed. Another must-see place is the Elephant Rock, a popular surfing spot for beginners and an area that is secluded from everything else. It is still an undiscovered place that's perfect for exploring untouched beaches and taking a gorgeous sunrise or sunset view. The ideal time to go is during the early hours of the morning and in the evening, but in the morning you may be able to catch wild elephants roaming around nearby, if you wish to see them. After soaking in the beautiful aerial view of Arugam Bay beach and lagoon, I will end my video here. I hope you liked this small outing to the surfer's paradise, and thank you so much for watching. Also, a lot of thanks for subscribing, if you haven't done yet so. I will be looking forward to see you in my next episode, when I will drive up and explore the cooler mountainous parts, here in my series, of Sri Lanka, Uncovered.